spines are nice and healthy, and I'm sure most of you have heard me preach before that our spines love to move every which way, which is what we're going to try and do today. If you are going through a bit of a flare-up with your back, obviously listen to signs that your body is not happy doing these exercises and just rest. If not, give them a whirl and see how you go. So firstly, we're going to look at a roll down, and we're looking for as much movement through our spines as we can. So from a standing position, tilting the chin down towards the chest, rolling the shoulders, and then imagining your vertebra, and you're aiming to roll by vertebra down towards the floor. The slower you do this, the more you will feel it through your body, and the more easily you'll notice which areas of your spine feel a little tighter. So as you start to go a little lower, you might need to bend your knees if your hamstrings are a little tight, and then really focusing on rounding through your spine, getting as much flexion as you possibly can. Once you get to the ground, you might want to take a little sway, and then you're going to do the same thing rolling up. So particularly at the starting point, pressing with your feet, feeling as though you can tuck your tailbone under and really round through your lower back, and then slowly start to move up a little more towards your mid back, and then a little more up towards your upper back. Just feeling that sense of rounding as much as you can, drawing the front of your body towards your spine, so belly drawing in, ribs drawing in, chest drawing towards your spine. As you slowly roll up to the top, imagine a little thread drawing your head up towards the ceiling, find that sense of length. Next, we'll take a side bend with our body. So just from a normal standing position, sliding your right hand down the side of your body, reaching as far as you can. So you've got this good bend at your waist, this feeling of stretch coming up through the side of your body. And then going the other way. You want to make it a little harder. Once you get into that end position, you might like to raise your other arm over your head, and you'll feel a stronger stretch. To come out of it, it's going to feel a little harder. Take an inhale and pull yourself out of that pose. If you'd like a deeper challenge on this one, you could use something like a belt, a dressing gown cord, a dog lead, and you could take your arms overhead. So then when you bend over to the right, it's a little bit harder, there's more weight overhead. Pressing with your feet, engaging your glutes, just bending as much as you can, and then again using that inhale to draw yourself up, really focusing on the side of your body to pull you up. Likewise, as you go the other way, glutes are firm, keeping you nice and strong, you can bend a little deeper, and then use that inhale on the side of the waist to bring you up. So for this next pose, we're going to get movement through our spine, we're also going to get a little movement in our hips and involve our shoulders as well. So from a kneeling position, taking your right leg out to the side in a bit of a 90-degree angle. You're going to start to bend at your ankle to allow your knees to go to the side, and you're just feeling into this stretch in your hip. So just going as far as you can. You can either keep your arm on your leg and then reach this other arm over, or if you're a bit more mobile, you might be able to reach this hand down towards the floor. Once you've got your hand or your arm into whatever position you've chosen, try and feel as though you're gently pushing that knee back as you turn your belly up towards the ceiling, or at least in that direction. And then maybe cradling your head with your top hand, pressing down into your hand with your head. You'll just engage the muscles through your shoulder a little more and your arm. Pause and breathe into the pose, maybe deepening your bend into your front leg. Maybe feeling that turn through your body a little more pressure with your head into your hand. And use your inhalation to help you come out of the pose. So just beware when you do this posture, if I show you from the back, on the other side. When you start to bend into this front leg, and you either have your hand or your arm, on your knee or your hand towards the floor, just be careful to not stick your bum out. Trying to tuck the tailbone under, press and turn your belly and chest, reaching the arm over, getting that nice side stretch, that openness at your hip. And then maybe cradling your head in your hand, and as you push your head into your hand, turn a little bit more, you'll just feel some engagement through your arm and your shoulder. Using your inhale to come back out. So next we're looking at spinal extension, so
opening ourselves up into more of a back bending position. So I like to use a brick when I do this, you don't have to. So if you're using a brick or a book, you're placing the brick at the wall, you're pressing your pubic bone into it, and your legs will be slightly slanted away. You can do this against the wall. As I say, I just prefer this for the focus. So once you've gotten your brick at the pubic bone area, your legs are slanted, engage your glutes, keep your legs nice and strong. We want the movement to come through our upper back and our shoulder blades. So first of all, having the fingertips on the wall for a bit of support, think about rolling shoulders back, lifting the sternum bone up towards the ceiling, taking that gentle back arch. And if you keep squeezing your bum and pressing into the brick, this should keep your lower back fairly stable, and we're looking for the curve to come in our upper back. Maybe pause there for a few seconds, a few breaths, and then bring yourself back. If that felt okay and you'd like to go and do the next stage of the pose, from this position, exactly the same, glutes are engaged, legs are strong. You're interlacing your hands behind, pressing your hands to the ground, rolling your shoulders back. Then from there, same thing, chest is lifting, pubic bone is pressing, you're arching back, lifting your heart, squeezing your shoulder blades, using those shoulder blades to get a little more openness.
So there are many ways to do a spinal twist, and this is just one of my favourites, and it's quite nice to do it sat down in a chair, which we can do at our desk, sat on the sofa, or even at the dining room table. I like to use a brick between my knees. What this does is as I gently squeeze the brick, it keeps my hips nice and still, so then the twist comes through my spine a little more, rather than me just shifting my hips. So it's just an option. So for this one, taking your right hand behind you, holding onto your right leg with your left hand, lifting up through the spine, and then rotating to the right. And then once you've rotated, rolling that right shoulder back, feeling as though you can pull a little more with your hand on your leg to get this little more of a turn through your belly, your chest. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears, keeping your spine nice and tall. And just pause at the end point, take a few breaths, either looking to the side or possibly looking over your shoulder if you like a little neck stretch as well. And then just easing yourself out of the pose and then repeating on the left hand side. So for your final active pose, we're going to do a sweeping camel. So from here, you're going to lift up, knees more or less together, a little bit apart, feet maybe a little bit wider, whatever feels better in your body really. And you're going to reach your right hand back towards your right heel and sweep your left arm over. So there's a little bit of a rotation, there's this strong stretch coming up through the left side of your body. From here, you sweep the arm forward, take hold of the left heel, sweep your right arm forward, take that little twisted sweeping camel, and you just go from right to left. And as you do, and your spine starts to become a little more mobile, aim to squeeze your bum and push your hips forward a little to open out a little more through your hip flexors. Sweeping, squeezing and pushing those hips forward a little. And then taking a few of them, seeing how your spine feels, should feel nice to move. And it's really important to give your spine a nice resting position as well. And this pose, legs at the wall, is really good if you've been on your legs all day, you're just feeling really tired. It generally does refresh you. It's quite nourishing for your body. Now you can do this in numerous ways. You don't have to use any equipment. You can just lay on the floor with your legs at the wall, lay on your bed with your legs at the wall. I personally like to use a bit of equipment. So I've got a brick at the wall. I've got my bolster in front of it. So then when I come onto this equipment, my lower back will be supported by the bolster and my bum will be just gently curving down towards the brick. You could use blankets, pillows. It is a little trickier to get on when you're using the equipment. So the easiest way is to sit close to the wall on the edge of whatever you're using. Placing your arm down on the floor, your legs will simultaneously go up the wall. So arm goes down, hips go on the block, on the bolster, legs go up. Now I am a little bit away from the wall, so to help me get into a better position, feet go on the wall, I come up onto my shoulders, wiggle my hips a little closer. So then I get into that position where my lower back is supported, my
bum is just gently arching down towards the bricks. From here, really feel like you're releasing your shoulders away from your ears, you're opening across your chest, and just allow your arms to relax down by your side. And your feet can be together, they can be apart, whatever feels better. And then just closing your eyes and allowing your body to release and relax.